Okay, hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Chris and I am the Shortcuts Educator for the South East. You're more than welcome to ask me some questions throughout the session if you like, but hopefully throughout the webinar we should get most of the questions answered anyway. So if you do want to just wait to the end just for a little question and answer session, that would be brilliant and we can hopefully answer all the questions you may have. Now, just to let you know, as if you've never joined me on one of my webinars before, all of our webinars are recorded and will be sent to you as well. Just to let you know, your microphones have been muted if you are listening in with a headset with a microphone. So like I said, if you just want to ask a question, just type it away at the end. So as you can see, this will be recorded and posted on YouTube under Shortcuts Software Classroom. So just please make sure as well your microphone is switched off and the sound is turned up as well, so you can hear me nice and clear. Okay, so we've got a brilliant one for you today. We've got the MailChimp automated marketing. So by now, hopefully everyone should have received an email switching them over to MailChimp, and you should have all received the following link. Now, we'll show you exactly what this link looked like in just a couple of seconds. And of course, once you have downloaded, gone onto Linksory, you can download the templates from our template section on our website, and this can be found under support and then learning center. So hopefully you've already had a good look at that anyway. If not, in a couple of seconds, I will show you what the link looks like and of course where to find the support and the learning center to find the templates. And of course, once you have downloaded these templates from our website, these will be available in the template library section of MailChimp, which we'll be looking at in just a few seconds. Okay, so this afternoon, what will we be covering? So we're going to look at how to access your MailChimp profile. Hopefully everyone's already set their MailChimp profile up. I'm assuming if everyone has jumped on this webinar with me today, you've chosen the option to do it yourself. Hopefully you'll know exactly what that means. You're going to create your templates yourself. Okay, now most of you, I'm sure, will have used a company we had before called Gcast, and there's certain words in that you would have been familiar with, and there's certain things that almost are exactly the same in MailChimp. So I'll just go through what the definition of each of these words mean, just so you can sort of translate it just a little bit easier. Okay, now we will be looking at updating your time zone. Now this is very important in MailChimp because it will determine when your campaigns obviously go out. So we do want to ensure this is being set up. We will also look at how to update your salon or your spa logo. And of course, we'll be looking at the 4 automated campaigns, so not too dissimilar to what we had before. So we've got our happy birthday, our new client, referral, and our non-returning. Now, there's lots of information we can input. You can go into loads of detail with MailChimp, which is brilliant, and really make some fantastic campaigns. Okay, and we'll be looking at your campaigns once they've been activated, so we can see how well they're doing. And lastly, updating the discounts in Shortcuts if you decide to give a discount with one of your campaigns. Okay, so if you are got a pen and paper with you, or if you've got a really good memory, it may just be worth just remembering a couple of the words I've highlighted here. Of course, we will be going through these in MailChimp in just a few seconds. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple of the MailChimp definitions. So what do the words mean? So once you're integrated, your client list will be synced up as a list of contacts. And this list of contacts is simply known as an audience. Okay, so the audience is who we will be sending our campaigns to. And we have the word segments. Segments are very similar to the demographics, or if you're not sure what demographics are, that's basically your target audience. So we will also be looking at segments, okay? Now, these segments will be available for selection when you're creating your campaigns. You can decide who to send those to. Audience fields, this is things like the first and last visit dates, first names, that kind of thing. And these are used to trigger a campaign. Now, this is very similar to promotion to be based upon if you're familiar with the old Gcast. And merge tags. Now, this is like the first and last name, your business name, phone number, and so forth. These are very similar to the personalized fields, and these will pull through, let's just say from Shortcuts, sorry. Okay, so as with all of my webinars, you can of course contact myself, or you can contact our friendly help desk team. You will get my email address at the end of the session, so if you do have any last minute emails, please feel free to drop those across. I'll be more than happy to help. You can contact us at education@shortcuts.co.uk, or you can of course call us on 0161 972 4900. Okay, so let's have a look now. Like I said at the beginning, you should have received a link, so let's have a look at what that link looks like. So this is what that link should look like. So I've highlighted it at the top, and hopefully you're familiar with exactly what this link looks like. Now, just one thing just to make you aware of, this should have your salon name at the top where it says marketing for shortcuts. I am, of course, using a test system, so just please make sure it does have your salon name written at the top. And of course, as I'm sure you're all aware, let's not forget that we'll be switching off Gcast from tomorrow. So that is the 12th of July. Okay. Perfect. So that's what the link looks like. And also, I did also mention you can download our templates from our website. Okay, so this is where you would find a template. So it's just under support on shortcuts.co.uk, and then just go to Learning Center just here. And as you scroll down, you can go to MailChimp templates. And this is where you can download them. So you'll be familiar with the new guest. It's time to see you again, that kind of thing. Okay, so hopefully this has all made sense so far. If it's not, drop me an email at the end. We'll make sure you've got the link sent across to you. And please do download our templates if you want to use ours. If not, of course, you can create your own if you want to get into as much detail as possible. If not, you can, of course, use our templates. And that is shortcuts.co.uk, support, and then straight to Learning Center. Scroll down and you can download our MailChimp templates. Okay, so that's everything in the background there, ladies and gents. So now let's have a look at MailChimp itself. Now, of course, hopefully you will have already set yourself up an account. If you haven't, please make sure you do that just before we continue on into the future, and especially before tomorrow. Okay, so the first thing we need to do once we've logged into MailChimp is we need to update our logo. Now, when we update our logo, it will automatically pull through to all of our campaigns. So that's why we do it in the background. Okay, so to set up our logo, all we need to do is at the very top, just where my cursor is, we just need to go to Content Studio. Okay, now hopefully with the integration into Shortcuts, your logo should have already merged across. So when you do look into this, go into Content Studio, you should already see your logo. If you don't, you can always upload it. It's not a problem. To do this, all you need to do is in the top right-hand corner where it says Upload, click onto the Upload button, and you can upload your logo from your desktop or your computer. Okay. So to set your logo, once you've uploaded it into here, just simply click onto it. And in the right-hand corner where it says View Details, just do Set My Logo. So click on the drop-down arrow and click onto Set My Logo. This will ensure your logo is set to every campaign you create after. It's just to save you some time moving forward. Okay, so now we've set our logo. Second thing we need to do is we need to set the time zone. Now, as I said at the beginning, it is very important. We do, of course, set our time zone to ensure our campaigns are sent out at the correct time. Okay, so to do this, all you need to do in the top right-hand corner is to click onto your account name. Now, just remember, I'm working on a test system here. So we click onto our account name in the top right-hand corner. And underneath the third one down, you will see the word Profile. On the left-hand side, we're going to click Settings, and then we're going to click Details once we've expanded that. So just Details, the very top one. And just ensure everything is correct. So just make sure if you are in the UK, it is set to Greenwich Mean Time +1, and you can see that here from the drop-down arrow. And you can, of course, set the date and time format and the currency format and so forth. And when you're happy, all we need to do is click the Save button. Okay, so just please make sure your time zone is set correctly. So we've updated our logo and we've now updated to the correct time zone. The third thing we just need to do is just to make sure our account details, our profile details are accurate and correct. So again, all we need to do is go right back to the top now and just click onto Settings. And this time we're going to go into Contact Information. Now, as we scroll down, again, just make sure all of the profile information is correct. And all importantly, the address right down the bottom here, this is, of course, correct as well, because this will pull through into your email campaign. So we don't want them getting the wrong address. Okay. And when, of course, you're happy, make sure that is all done. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the first bit. So we've updated our logo. We've updated our time zone, and we've made sure our primary contact information for our profile is nice and correct. Okay, hopefully you would have already done that, but if not, again, like I said, just make sure it is all done just in the background before we get started. Okay, Perfect. So now we can move on and we can look at generating and creating our 4 automated ongoing campaigns. Okay, so that's nice and easy to do. Like I said, if you have already downloaded our templates, you'll be able to use those. Of course, if not, you can create your own from scratch. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up an automated happy birthday campaign. Now, you probably would have already done something very similar before. It's a very common one and a very popular one for shortcuts users. Okay, so we're going to create a happy birthday automated campaign. Okay, so all we need to do is right at the top next to our account name is click on the big blue button just where it says create. And on the left-hand side, we're just going to simply click on to email. And just in the middle, we're going to choose automated. So this will automatically be sent out. Okay, now for the first one, we're going to click on to say happy birthday just here. Okay, it's the first one. Now, all we now need to do is give it a campaign name. So that's the first thing we just need to fill out. Now, this is for your reference only. This won't actually be sent with the campaign. It's for your reference only. Now, you could, of course, keep it as say happy birthday. You could call it happy birthday or anything like that, just to make it nice and easy. Okay, then underneath that, this is where you need to select your audience. Now, remember at the beginning, I said your audience will be your client list. Now, I'm using a test system. So all I need to do is just click onto my shortcuts audience, but your audience will already be there. Okay, so once you've done that, all you need to do is click the grey button just where it says begin. Okay, you can see on the top left-hand side, the date field is birthday. And you can see how many subscribers you've got right at the top here. Now, this is where we're going to start designing our email. Now, before that, there is just a few things we just need to do. Okay. What I'll do, somebody just asked a question there, sorry, ladies and gents. What I'll do, Umberto, just at the end of the session, if you just want to hang around just for a couple of minutes, I'll just see if I can work out why you don't have an automated option. If not, we may have to just pass it over to the help desk or get you in contact with MailChimp themselves, just to make sure your account is set up, everything in the background. But hopefully everyone else should have an automated section and we can go from there. Okay. So you can see we have something called a trigger. Now this will basically work out when it's going to be sort of sent. So we can see that the birthday email campaign is going to be sent 1 day before the client's email. Now to change this, all we need to do is simply click onto the edit button. And you can see we can now change it to 3 days or 5 days. You can change it to before or after. Now, of course, for a birthday one, you may want to send it after their birthday, but it makes sense to send it before their birthday, I think. They've got time to ring up and make an appointment. Okay. Now, you can change it to on the day of, but again, for the birthday one, I would recommend doing it maybe 5 days to a week before. Don't worry, Michael, at the end of the session there, sorry, just another question come through. I'll make sure the email link is sent over to you. This will ensure everything's integrated into your existing MailChimp. And I'll make sure you can get onto the download template as well from our website. It should be available for everyone, but I'll make sure you've got that as well. Okay, so we've updated our trigger. Now all we need to do in the top right-hand corner is just simply click onto the update trigger button. And if you don't want to, just click the cancel button. Okay, then we can work out our schedule. Now our schedule is of course when this email will be sent out. Again, to edit this, all we do is we click on the blue word where it says edit. And again, exactly the same before. This can be sent out on a particular date, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you can decide what time it's going to be set out. Now, just make sure again here, this says British time, London, again, to make sure your time zone has been set correctly. Okay, now remember I said at the beginning, your filter by segment or tag. Your segment or tag is a bit like your demographics. So this will be things like you can send it to only males, only females, and so forth. Okay, so this is a bit like your demographics, your target audience. Okay, so for your birthday, I would recommend just leaving this blank because we want to send it to our male, female, and our gender neutral clients, that kind of thing. Okay. And you don't need to worry about the post-send action. That's just to make you aware of anything you need to do after this campaign has been sent. So once you're happy and you filled out all of the information, all you need to do on the right-hand side is simply click Design Email. So we can see it's very easy just to sort of go through the steps here. Now we can see at the top where it says a little asterisk to make sure we've got the required fields. Now the name of the email, again, this is for your reference only, so your clients won't see this. The email subject, this is the subject of the email, so it can be like happy birthday to you, that kind of thing. Now the clients will see this, okay? And we do underneath have a little help bit where it says, how do I write a good subject line? Now a preview text is what will be shown just underneath, so sort of the first half of the email. So that, again, that could just be, you know, we wish you a happy birthday, that kind of thing. Okay, so as you can see, this snippet will appear in the inbox just underneath. Okay, underneath we have the from name and we have the from email address. Just make sure these are filled out correctly as you do this. Okay, and then all we need to do right down the bottom is just click the next button. Now this is where we can select a template. Now, as I said at the beginning, it's a good idea to go onto our website and download all of our really, really pretty templates to use. But you could, of course, use your own layout if you wanted to. Now, for those of you that do want to use our downloaded templates, all we need to do is click onto the Saved Templates section just at the top here. Okay, so this is where your downloaded templates from our Shortcuts website will go straight into. Okay, so you can see we have some ones in here for you ready. So all we're going to go down is find the happy birthday one, and it's just here. And we're going to click onto that. Okay, so you can see my logo has automatically been pulled through. I don't need to update it. Now, for those of you that had already used GCast before, what we usually say is we click on the left and we edit it on the right. So to edit any of these boxes, all we need to do is hover over it, and we can see we can edit the block, we can duplicate the block, or we can simply delete the block. Okay, so each image and text block is a simple block. Okay, so let's say we wanted to delete this block. All we would need to do is click on the right hand side on the little trash can. Okay, if you wanted to change this image, now this is quite a nice image, I think, but if you did want to change this, all you would need to do is click onto the box, and on the right hand side just click onto the replace. Okay, and you can upload an image you've already taken from Google or any ones you've taken yourself. Okay, and you can upload the image. You could, of course, delete it on the right hand side. You could, of course, delete it and then drag an image box over the top. Now, to add in an extra text box or an image box, all we do is we click on the right hand side and we just drag it across, and it will say drop block here. Okay, and we can now browse to upload an image. We can go onto the style, so we can round the corners of the image, again, that kind of thing if we want to. And we can just upload the image from there. If I didn't want to use this image, all I need to do is click on the trash can on the right hand side. Now the good thing about this, ladies and gents, if we are about to delete something, it will say, are you sure? Now, a fantastic thing about MailChimp, it will auto-save every 20 seconds. So to make sure we don't lose any important information that we've been working on. Okay, so if we click onto this and go onto the style, again, we can see we can round the edges and we can add a border and all sorts of things. Okay, so again, we've got lots of control over what we're doing. As we scroll down, we've got some more text. So we've got happy birthday F name. So if I click onto this, and on the right hand side, this is what we referred to at the beginning. This is a merge tag, and we can see those there. Okay, so if you're familiar with it before, it's a bit like personalized fields. Okay, so what this means is this will pull through the name automatically from Shortcuts. So whatever their first name is in Shortcuts, it will pull it through. To update a merge tag, all we need to do on the right hand side is click merge tags, and you can see we've got it just there. So first name, last name, address, and so forth. Now there are loads of information we can pull through, ladies and gents, so please do have a play around with this. As you can see, there's lots of great information we can add in there. Okay, giving you full control, making it really bespoke and really custom. Okay, so of course, if you are adding money off to this campaign, like a £10 gift voucher, this is where you would edit it. Now again, we click on the left and we would edit it on the right hand side, just like that. Okay, so we can see it's nice and easy to get our heads around. Okay, if we are using online booking, we have a book appointment button just here. Now, of course, if you're not using the online booking system, all you need to do is simply click the trash can on the right hand side to delete this block. Okay, when you are doing this, ladies and gents, please make sure when you click onto this on the right hand side, it does have your web address already in there. Okay, so just please make sure that that is in there. Okay, as we scroll down, again, we've got some more information, some more merge tags, and right down the bottom, we have some T's and C's. Now, a fantastic feature with MailChimp is we can add in our social media links, and you will see these just here. On the right hand side, we can see all of our social media links. Now, to remove a social media link, so let's say we don't have Instagram, all we need to do on the right hand side is click the minimize button, and that will remove it for you. Okay, and if you do need to add it back, all you need to do is click add another service, which is right down the bottom. And as we can see, we can add up to 10 services in each block. So if I click onto the add another service, you can see I can add an email, and so forth. Now there are loads to choose from, so please do have a good look round. So if I hit the little drop down arrow, we can see we've got Reddit, Flickr, Dribbble, Spotify, if you do want a Spotify playlist on there, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Again, fantastic amount for you to have a play around with and get right stuck in with that. And all you need to do is click the save and close button whenever you're happy. Okay, and that is creating our automated birthday campaign. So when we're happy, right down the bottom in the right hand side, you will see where it says save and continue. Okay, and this again gives us a brief outline of everything we've already gone through. So of course we could go straight back to this and design the email again if we wanted to, and you can see all of the triggers, the schedules, the filter by segment or tag, and any post send action. So when you're completely happy, all we need to do is right down the bottom, click the next button. Okay, now it will show you a tick in all three when everything is completely correct and it is ready to start sending these campaigns out. Now, this is the same with all 4 campaigns, but I will just show you just on this one and on the last one as well. If you don't wish to start sending and you just want to save it and go back to it later to use it as a bit of a template, all you need to do in the top right hand corner is click the save and exit button right at the top just here. Okay, and when of course you are ready for it to be sent out, you just click the start sending down the bottom and away you go. Okay, and that is our first one done, ladies and gents. That is our automated happy birthday. So I'm just going to save this and I'm going to exit. Click onto campaigns and it will go into this box just here and it says exit without starting. Okay, and that is our first one done. So now we can have a look at creating our second automated campaign, which will be our new client campaign. Now, again, I do apologize, ladies and gents, this will sound a little bit repetitive, but of course we do want to make sure you do get it spot on the first time. So now we're going to create our second one. So right at the top, we just click onto our create button again. And we're going to click onto email. And again, we're going to click onto automated. Now for this, we're going to click onto date-based, which is just here underneath. And underneath that, we're going to choose a specific date because this is for a new client. So we want to do it after their first appointment. So I click onto specific date. And again, we can enter our campaign name. And like I said, for the first one, this is for your reference only. And underneath, we will choose your audience. Okay. And then right at the bottom, we click the begin button. Okay, so a new client campaign is based on the client's first visit. So we need to ensure this is set up in the date field. So in the top left-hand corner, we hit the little drop-down arrow and we go on to first visit date. Okay, so that's first visit date for our new client. Just make sure that that's selected there. Okay, and then of course, everything else underneath is exactly the same. So underneath, we will see that we've got our triggers, we've got our schedule, we've got our filter by segment or tag, and our post send action. Okay, now it's entirely up to you when you want to send your email for the first visit date. I would maybe recommend probably a week afterwards, just so they're still really happy with their service, and it also gives them time to rebook with you as well. Okay, so of course we need to update our trigger just here. So to do this, just like the first time, we click onto the edit button and we can change it here. So I'm going to say I'm going to send it 3 days after their first visit. So this campaign will now be sent to them 3 days after their first visit. And we will just click the update trigger button just here. Okay, and then, of course, again, we can update our schedule. So at the moment, all of these will be sent out every day at 9 a.m. to all of your new clients. And of course, we can filter by segment or tag. Okay, again, that's things like gender, first name, last name, phone number, and so forth. And exactly the same as before, all we need to do is click Design Email on the right-hand side. And again, the name of the email is for your reference only. The email subject, again, this is what a client will see. So this can be like, thank you for choosing us, or welcome to the salon, something like that. Okay. The preview text, again, this will be a snippet which will appear just underneath the email into the client's inbox. And of course, we want to ensure our from name and our from email address is set up correctly as well. And just like before, all we need to do is click onto the next button. And again, like I said, if you've downloaded our templates from our website, all we need to do is go onto the saved template section. And you will see on the right-hand side, we've got welcome new guest. Okay, so that's our new client. And exactly the same as before, we can drag boxes from the right-hand side and drop them over to the left to give it a more bespoke custom look. Okay, so again, we've got a nice image here, and again, your logo should be right at the top. Okay, and again, you can edit the information as we work down. You can, of course, change this. And of course, we've got our book appointment button just here, and just make sure your web address is in there correctly as well. Okay, now if we click onto the style button, we can add a border. As we scroll down, we can change the background color as well. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more in depth now. Okay, so as you will see next to our color, we have this hashtag with some numbers and letters. Now this, ladies and gents, is what we call a hex code, which gives us the exact color of that. So this is if we wanted to replicate this exact color red before. So some of our clients like to use the color of their logo exactly. So in MailChimp, as you can see, we can take a hex code from your existing logo and add it on here. So a fantastic feature to have to ensure your campaigns look super duper fantastic. Okay, as we scroll down, we can have a look at the font styles, the spacing, the specific font, and we can, of course, change the font size. Okay, so we're getting a little bit further in depth now. Okay, and of course, when you're happy, all you need to do is click the Save and Close button, and that will take us right back to where we were. Okay, now as we can see for our new client, we have added in lots of our social media links right down the bottom. And again, to add those in, we're just going to highlight this box, click onto it, and away we go on the right-hand side. Okay, and exactly the same as before, whenever we're happy, all we need to do is click onto this Save and Continue button. Okay, and just ensure your date field is first visit date. Make sure all of this information is correct, and then right down the bottom, we can click the next button to get this one sent out. Now, of course, all of these now are exactly the same with the sending out options like this, they're exactly the same of how we send them out, so we just click the next button. And if you don't want to send it out now, we just click Save and Exit. Okay, so I'm going to save and exit. Save it to my campaigns, and we can go back and have a look at that later. So exit without starting. And that is our new client campaign. Okay, so the third one we're going to look at is our automated referral campaign. Now again, all we need to do at the top, ladies and gents, is click onto the big blue button where it says create. And of course, as I'm sure you've worked out by now, we're going to click onto the email button. And of course, we're going to click onto the automated button because all four of these are automatic. Okay, and again, for all four of these are all date-based. So I'm going to click on date-based. And again, just like last time, I'm going to click onto specific date. And again, I've got my specific date email. So this is my referral. Again, it's for your reference only. Okay, so your clients won't see this. Underneath, make sure you've got your audience list in, but it will automatically pull this through now as well. And click the begin button when we're happy to start. Okay, so just like last time with our new client, in the top left-hand corner of our date field, we just need to hit the drop-down menu. Now this is our referral one. So what we need to do is click onto visit date of referred client. Okay, so just make sure that is chosen in the top left-hand corner. Okay, and of course we have our trigger options, our scheduling, filter by segment or tag, and our post send action. Okay, now again, for your trigger, I would probably recommend maybe sending this 7 to 14 days after the client was referred, sorry. Okay, so to edit this, all we do is we go into the edit and we just change this here. Okay, so I'm going to change this to 7 days after. And when we're happy, we just click the update trigger. And that will take us right back to where we are. And it will say trigger updated. Okay. And again, our schedule is every day at 9 a.m., just like the previous two. And again, we don't really need to worry about our segment or tag. Now, just to reiterate here, your segment and tag is, of course, your audience, your target audience, a bit like your demographics that we spoke about right at the beginning. Okay. And just like the other two, we are now ready to design our email. So on the right-hand side, we just click onto design email. Okay, and again at the top, we can do the name of the email, again for your reference only, the email subject, which will be received into the client's inbox, and there is of course a preview text. Again, this is a snippet of the email, which will show underneath in the inbox, okay? And please make sure we've got our from name and our from email address correct as well. And just like the last two times, we're going to click in the bottom right-hand corner onto the next button. Okay, and of course, just like last time, I'm going to click onto my saved templates. And I'm going to choose one of my templates that are already available to me. And we can see we've got my referral thank you just here. So I'm going to click onto that. And again, just like before, your logo should already be preset just at the top. And we should already have an image just here. Again, of course, you can edit this if you need to. Now, so if I click onto the pencil button here where it says edit block, this is where I would update or replace the image. Now, I've already uploaded this image just like I did before. So I'm now going to click onto this edit block. Okay, and you will see, ladies and gents, just how much further we can go into with MailChimp. Now, for those of you that have used things like Photoshop before, if you're into sort of graphic design and editing, you can see just the amount of information we can input here and how we can edit it how we want to. So we've got filters, we can adjust it, we can adjust the focus if it's a little bit out of focus and that kind of thing. Okay, so you can see each step we move along, we go just into a little bit more detail. Okay, just as we sort of dip our toes into it there. We can add some text. We've got a text design, sticker, brush. We can frame and we can pop an overlay over the top. Okay. Now, I'd only recommend sort of getting involved in this if you're fairly competent with sort of image adjustment, that kind of thing. But if not, have a play around with it. We can always go back and redo it, of course, can't we? Okay. Perfect. Okay, Graham. So no, it's not a problem whatsoever. So a referral email is basically triggered when a client refers another client to you. So when you get a new client come in, on your client information card, in shortcuts, there should be a little referral button on your client information card, and then they will just simply edit that and put in the client that referred them. So that's how that works. Okay. If they tell you this and they haven't filled out themselves, you can go into the client information card, click onto the referral button in the client information card, and you can, of course, add that client in there as well. You'll be able to choose from the clients there. If you do need any help, let me know. We can spend sort of 5-10 minutes. I can just jump onto your PC and have a good look at that. Okay, so just going back there, when we're happy with all of our images, all we need to do is just click the save button. Okay, so that is now, once we've uploaded an image, we can edit it that little bit further, okay, if we really want to go in depth. And of course, everything else, just like before, is exactly the same. We've got our thank you first name. Again, the F name is a merge tag. This is the client's first name pulled through from shortcuts. So F name is first name. Okay. Now, as we scroll down, we've got the book appointment button like the previous two. We can edit this further, change the color, remember the hashtags, that kind of thing. So you can see it's really nice and easy to get started. Okay, and when we're happy, exactly the same as before, all we need to do is click Save and Continue. And again, just make sure we're happy with all of the information. And when we're ready for it to be sent out, we just click the next button and then start sending. But of course, I'm just using a test system, so like my last two. I'm going to save it as a draft by, again, clicking Save and Exit, saving it to my campaigns for a later date, and I'm going to exit without starting. Okay, so for my very last one, okay, this is going to be my automated campaign for my non-returning clients. Okay, so this one is ever so slightly different, ladies and gents. Okay, now to get started is exactly the same, so please don't worry. We're going to click onto the big blue button where it says Create, and we're going to click onto Email just like the previous three. Same as before, we're going to click onto Automated. And again, we're going to choose date-based. Okay, and we're going to choose a specific date like before. And of course, you can enter your campaign name, again for your reference only, and make sure your audience is selected underneath. And we're going to click the Begin button to start. Now, just like the other three, in the top left-hand side, we need to edit our date field. So for this, we need to go into our last visit date. So this is for a client that hasn't returned. So we're going to send an email to a client that hasn't returned in a certain amount of time. Okay, so it's last visit date. Okay, now for the trigger on this one, we're going to edit this. Now it's entirely up to you when you do this, but I would personally recommend we send it around 112 days after their last appointment. Okay, now this equates to 4 months. Now, typically in the hair industry, we say if a client hasn't been back to you within 4 months, they're not going to. Okay, so we will say for the trigger for this, we're going to wait 112 days after their last appointment, and they will be sent this email campaign. Okay, now of course you can leave it longer if you wish to, but we tend to say in the hair community it's 112 days, so 4 months after their last appointment. And we're going to click Update Trigger. Okay, now this is where it gets a little bit different, ladies and gents. For the last three, you will have noticed I didn't edit my filter by segment or tag. Now, if you were familiar with GCast before, you may remember that when we sent out our non-returning, our We Miss You campaign, we ensured we didn't send it to someone that already had a future appointment, because of course I've just said I'm going to send this campaign out after 112 days, but we may have that client that's coming in 200 days, so we don't want to send them a voucher saying we missed them when they're already booked in, because that would be silly. Okay, so for this I'm going to click onto filter by segment or tag. Now again, this is very similar to your demographics. Okay, so I just simply click onto the add button just here, and we're going to pop a tick in the choose segment or tag. Now underneath, all I'm going to do from my drop down list is scroll down to future appointment no. It's this second one just here. So this will mean this campaign will not be sent to someone no matter how far into the future if they have an appointment already booked in. Okay, and we're just going to click Save Segment. And again, exactly the same as our previous three, we're going to click on the right hand side onto Design Email. And again, we can name our email. Again, this is for your reference only. The email subject, which will be sent to the client and will be in their inbox. A preview text. Again, this is a snippet which will appear after your subject line. So you may want to just put, we haven't seen you in a while, that kind of thing. Okay. And of course, your from name and your from email address. And again, lastly, we're just going to click onto the next button. I'm going to click onto my saved templates. Scroll down and you will see our We Miss You. And again, ladies and gents, it's exactly the same. So just to go over it one last time, at the top, we should have your logo already there. If not, all you would need to do is click onto the image box, drag that across and upload your image. Okay, you can edit an image and remove it by clicking onto it. And just here, you can click the edit button, which will round the edges. You can change the size, that kind of thing. Or you can replace it by clicking the replace button and upload one from your computer. If you already like your image, but you just want to add a few filters to it or just tweak it just that a little bit more, just like we did before, we're going to click the pencil and we're going to click onto edit block. And we're going to click onto the edit button just on the right hand side. And you can see we can take it a few steps further. Oh, it's just taking a few seconds there. Just try going back. Oops, sorry about that, ladies and gents. Didn't seem to like that one or that image. If you notice any errors with yours, do please let us know. So I'm just going to scroll back down to my We Miss You. Okay, and there we go. And again, exactly the same as before. So please do have a play around with it. It's a simple click, drag and drop exercise. That's all we really need to do. So we edit, click on the left and we edit it on the right. Okay, so as we scroll down, when we're happy with everything, all we need to do is click save and continue, just like before. And when you're happy, make sure your trigger, your schedule, your filter by segment or tag. Now remember, for our We Miss You, we did update our segment or tag. And what we're going to do, we're going to click the next button and we can now start sending this one out as well. Okay, so again, just make sure we have all the 3 ticks in there. It will let you know if you haven't filled anything out, but as you can see, we filled out all the information correctly, and we can click the start sending to send this one out. Now again, as I did with the other ones, I'm not going to send these out because I'm using a test system. I'm going to click save and exit in the top right hand corner, and I'm going to save it to my campaigns. And I'm going to click exit without starting. So this will just simply save it as a campaign for me as a template. So I can go back and use it later. So if I do wish to go back and edit it later, all I need to do is click onto the campaigns button in the top left hand side. And I can click on my ongoing ones when they've already been sent out. Or I can click on my automation and that will show me all of my drafts and I can go ahead and edit that. So as you can see there on my automation, I've got all of the drafts just here. So all of the ones I've gone through. So as you can see, I've gone through quite a lot. Okay, and that is it, ladies and gents. That's a brief overview of how we can get started with MailChimp. So like I said, tomorrow Gcast will be switched off. So please make sure you're ready for that to happen and you are comfortable with MailChimp. Now, one thing you may have already been familiar with when using Gcast, if you are giving any discount in your campaigns, we do need to update that discount code in shortcuts as well. So we'll just quickly show you how to do that as well. So I'm going to open up shortcuts. On the right hand side, I'm going to click into setup, go into configuration, and on the far left hand side, I'm going to click onto discounts. To create a brand new discount reason, we click the new button, and I'm just going to call it MailChimp New Client. Okay. In the top right hand corner, if you're not familiar with this, we can add our discount. Okay, so I'm going to say it was a 10% discount. If it's a monetary amount you're offering, we just clicked on the fixed amount and you can type that in there. Okay, so this is now 10%. I would always recommend, if your campaign is only available to be taken off services or series, just ensure this box is ticked and these two aren't. This will just ensure that the discount cannot be applied against a product or a sundry or gift certificate. Okay, always tick this box to ensure the amount cannot be changed at the point of sale screen, so it will always stay at £10. And then when we're happy, all we need to do is click save. Click done, and we may just have to restart shortcuts just to ensure that change takes place. Okay, ladies and gents, so we kept it there, I think, to about our 45-minute marker. That's about as, I tried to keep it at just to ensure everyone's comfortable and you don't have anything else to get on with afterwards. Okay, so that is our MailChimp automated campaigns. Now, I did see a couple of questions come through, so I'm just going to answer those really quickly. Now, it is worth mentioning that MailChimp isn't actually a shortcuts sort of business. Do you know what I mean? We don't sort of own it, that kind of thing. So it is just as new to us as it is to yourselves, ladies and gents, but I hope you found that informative. So I'm just going to have a look at a couple of questions now, so please feel free to pop those across now. Okay, so Michael, I'm going to have a look at that as well. So just to make sure you get an email link sent across. So if you could just at the end of the session, and when you get my email address, if you could just pop your email address across to me, just so I can ensure we get that link across to you. So I'm just going to make a quick note of this. And you also said, Michael, if I'm correct, you can't find the download template. Okay, so Sarah, why have only a small number of our client base been transferred to MailChimp audience? Okay, that's something I'm going to have to go back to MailChimp to find that one out, to be honest with you. Sarah, just to double check when that is, why that is, sorry, why only a small amount of your audience members have gone across. Sarah, would you mind just dropping me an email at the end, just letting me know, of course, your email address, but what salon you're with as well? And Steve, on Gcast, you could send a test to check the email looks okay. Yes. Oh, sorry, Tracy, that was from Steve Villiard. Sorry, Tracy. Yes, you can send a test. I do apologise. I missed that one off. Sorry. Yes, you can do. Let's just go back to it. And once you're on it, you can see just up here next to save and exit, it will send a test email to you, exactly the same in Gcast, just to make sure it's okay. Sorry about that. Yes, I did mean to show you that. Yeah, send a test email. It's always in the top right-hand corner next to save and exit. Okay. And Kirsty, is Gcast turned off at the end of play tomorrow? I believe it'll be turned off first thing. So as soon as we go on to tomorrow, it'll be switched off. But I can double check that for you as well. I've just been made aware it gets switched off on the 12th, so I believe it is from midnight tonight. Okay, but let me find that out for you. And of course, again, Kirsty, I think you may have jumped on one of my webinars before, but if you could just let me know the name of your salon again and just your email address, just to make sure I do send it across. But absolutely. Okay, Graham. Yes, you have had, would have had an email today about campaigns directly through the console via the cloud. That is our own shortcuts marketing. Okay, so we have our own marketing setup, which includes email campaigns. It's fantastic to use, but it doesn't go into as much detail as MailChimp. So for those salon users that like to edit the images themselves and put like loads of pictures on there, that kind of thing, that's what MailChimp will be used for. But we do have our own fantastic shortcuts marketing as well, which just doesn't go into as much detail as MailChimp. So that's why you would have also been one sent. That could be done directly through the console and via the cloud for our cloud users and our live users. So that's why you would have been sent that. Okay, I've got some other questions just coming through here. Yeah, so yeah, just to sort of go through that, yeah, we've had a couple of questions. just regarding that. William, at the moment, can you do a target campaign by the service they receive, like hair or beauty? We would just have to double check that. If you're in regards to target me when you've used that via shortcuts, that can be done via shortcuts marketing, but you would just have to just double check your sort of send options and your merge and tag fields, things like that, just to ensure if it can be sent out like hair or beauty. But I don't think it can go into that much detail. So I'm just going through them all here. So Sandra, with the 3 salons, they'll have to be done at all 3 separate databases. So you should have had it sent across. All of your audience should automatically be in your 3 different salons. Okay, so it looks like about a couple of people, only a small amount of their clients have gone through. I think we may have to go back just across to MailChimp with this. Again, I'm not 100% sure. It may just be due to data protection, that kind of thing. They may have opted out without knowing sort of everyone's clients, that kind of thing. But I will let you know. Again, everyone just drop me an email at the end. You will get my email address. Please put all your questions in there just so I can go directly sort of to MailChimp and the help desk, that kind of thing, and get that sorted. Nicola, so your email campaigns can be used for appointment confirmations or booking summaries. You could do. I wouldn't really use it to replace sort of your SMS reminders or anything like that, but you could use it. They would be sent out constantly, though. This is more for sort of automated campaigns, that kind of thing. But you could do, if you wanted to, use it as a confirmation. In shortcuts marketing, we do have a sort of booking summary, that kind of thing, and a time to see you again campaign as well. We can use that. And okay, that's the same one. Just looking at your one, Michael, I've already have MailChimp list of both clients and non-clients. I'm going to have to go back to MailChimp as well, unfortunately, Michael. I don't think they will be merged into one list, your clients and non-clients. Let's have a look. Again, Michael, at the end, if you could just drop me your email and your salon just so we can get that looked into. So I'm just making a note of this just so we can go back to MailChimp. Yes, that's right, Umberto. They should go directly to each of your salon databases, so each individual one. And we use GCast. We use the GCast form to sign up to a newsletter, and no sign-ups haven't been uploaded to MailChimp. I believe, William, it's only the ongoing campaigns, not newsletters. I don't believe MailChimp has an option for any newsletters, but they can be created when you, instead of using our downloaded save templates at the beginning, you can create your own one, and there is a newsletter one there you can create, but I don't believe they will have gone across. Okay, perfect. So like I said, I hope you found that informative. Like I said, it's as brand new to us as it is to you guys as well. I hope you found that. Okay, so Andy, no, you can use them both side by side. You can use your shortcuts marketing as well as MailChimp. Shortcuts marketing, does have a no-show automation, but that doesn't go into MailChimp. but you can use them both side by side if you wanted to. So your no-show one, again, is specifically just for the shortcuts marketing, so that can be sent directly through your console. Okay. Yes, and also as well, there would be a charge if you've got over 2,000 members. I will look into this for you. I think the cost is something like £14.99 per month, but I can certainly find that out for you to know exactly how much that's going to be. But I believe it's £14.99. We do have a list somewhere for people that do have over 2,000 members. Okay. And then Umberto, just to confirm, campaigns only need to be set up once. No, they'd have to be set up for each individual site. So your database with your clients on will go to each individual site. So you'd have to set them up for both individual sites. Okay. Perfect. You're very welcome. Okay, so I think we've pretty much answered all the questions. We've got our hour done there. Nice and pleased with the amount of time we've spent together there. If you haven't jumped on my webinars before, we do run around once a week. We do have a lot of up and coming ones. So if you've got any new staff members, anything like that, please do jump them on my webinar. We'll be going through new starters, stock, all that kind of thing. So I do quite a lot of that moving forward. But yeah, if not, thank you ever so much for joining me this afternoon. Oh, sorry, Linda, I've missed this. Will you be sending it out, please? Yes, absolutely, Linda. You will be sent a recording within the next 24 hours. You will also get my email address if there is anything you do want to know, if there's anything you're not too sure about. Within those 24 hours, please do drop me an email. For those questions that I wasn't able to answer, I do apologise I wasn't able to get that sorted for you now, but we will go back to MailChimp to get this looked at for you. If you could just drop me your salon names and your email addresses just at the end, just so I can get that sorted. You're very welcome, Andy. Very welcome. Perfect. Okay, so thank you again for jumping onto my webinar. It's been a pleasure speaking with everyone, and I hope to speak to you again soon. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye.